So this is the horror podcast that no one really wanted, but we're making it anyways.
Yep. Maybe
the demand was zero and the supply is one. There are probably better horror podcasts out there, but I don't give a shit.
Yeah. It's just
I just want to get back into podcasting.
Exactly. We did a podcast earlier, and that kind of just crashed and burned because both of us were like incredibly busy. Also, it was a bad movie podcast, which there are like millions of.
Yeah, no, I think it's Stu on the there's ads for the Flophouse that run on Maximum Fun Shows, and he says that aren't bad movie podcasts every fifth podcast out there.
Yeah, and exactly.
So I love bad movies. I'm not gonna pretend that I don't, because I love the shit out of some bad movies, but it's been done 1,000 times. And while horror movie podcasts have definitely been done 1,000 times as well, there's a lot more room for growth here, and I don't feel like I'm cribbing on anyone else's style, and I also don't feel like a demand to be funny, which is really good, because I'm not.
Exactly. And the good thing about horror movies is there is such an overlap between genuinely good movies and bad but fun movies, And those are
I really want to watch Unfriended soon for the
it's
show.
So good. I've seen that one probably 3 times now.
Honestly, Unfriended is it looks kind of derivative and drivel-ish, but this is just based on trailers that I've seen. But honestly, the concept is really fucking cool.
No, it's good and it's fun and
it's inventive.
Yeah, exactly.
It's bring a new thing to found footage. I'm trying to think of the that movie from Latin America that came out a couple of years ago that was all fixed cams.
Oh fuck! I think it
Wreck?
was. No,
was it Wreck?
I don't think Wreck was all fixed cams though, but
But you know what I'm talking about, right? Yeah. It was all from the perspective of surveillance cameras or something.
I don't know the one you're talking about, but Wreck was out of Spain, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay.
I could be wrong. Well, I don't know.
I knew it was Latino at least. I said Latin America, but I don't know my geography.
Yeah, that's fine. It's cool.
I thought London was in France forever.
I used to think.
That's not even a lie. I thought until the 2012 London Olympics, I thought London was in France because the rhyme was I see London, I see France. I thought it was just I see London, and then I can also see the place that London is contained in, France.
Yeah, I mean it's understandable. I used to think Chicago was a state for a while, and sometimes I still do. Well, not think it's a state, but put it on the same equivalency of a state, just because people don't say.
I mean, it basically is.
People don't say, "Oh, I'm from Illinois." They say, "Oh, I'm from Chicago."
No. Or they either say, "Oh, I'm from Chicago," or "I'm from not Chicago." There's no place, no one. I don't know any cities in Illinois except for Chicago.
Exactly. Oh my god, should we introduce ourselves?
Yeah, sorry. I was about to launch into Sufjan Stevens talk, but this is probably not a good time. Illinois is a very good album, though, and everyone should listen to it.
Absolutely.
That's Illinois with an E on the end, like a portmanteau of Illinois and noise. Mm-hmm. It's very smart. I like Sufjan a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, you go first.
Okay, my name is Blair Kitsch, and I don't know. Are we just gonna list our names? We didn't really plan this before.
I was fucking going off the cuff here, but okay, so I'm Luna Rogers, trans woman, 21 years old, just finished college at Clarkson University. My background with horror is very weird because I actively avoided it for a long time. Mm-hmm. For a while, the scariest movie I had seen was Disturbia, that Shia LaBeouf movie that was a Rear Window remake. Mm-hmm. Which, I mean, it was kind of like a thriller, but it wasn't scary.
Right, exactly.
And then my final semester in college, I decided to just bite the bullet, go in, and I decided to take a class on weird cinema, which was primarily about horror cinema. We watched a couple of stuff that I wouldn't really classify as horror, such as Lost Highway or Melancholia, but it was a lot of horror stuff, and I've seen a lot of stuff, and it was terrifying. I had my face covered for half of the duration of Alien, but I feel like I've actually broken into the genre anymore. And it's not a fucking boogeyman for me that I just cannot watch. There's still some stuff that I can't watch because paranoia is a thing. Because I can't watch Nightmare on Elm Street and I can't watch Final Destination just because I know those are completely not real, based entirely in fiction, but it still is but what if Freddy Krueger is coming to murder me in the middle of the night?
No, I totally understand that. I guess my own...
What's your background with horror?
My background with horror, it's always been something I've been attracted to. When I started dating my current boyfriend, who will be on the next episode, hopefully.
Yeah, he's busy, but we'll have him next time.
He's really.
Hold on. I need to just take a quick second.
Oh.
It's still warm in here.
Oh, sure. Go
All right.
I'll.
You notice a difference in my collar quality right now?
Yeah.
Because I don't have pants on now. I don't have pants on anymore.
I'll edit this in post.
Okay, thanks. You'll edit out my pantslessness?
Yeah. Or not, maybe now I have to keep it in.
Yeah. I'll make callbacks to it, so you have to leave it in, or else the listeners will be confused.
Oh, fuck. Okay. Is your window...
All right, so yeah, you were saying. So
Reno, he's really into horror. And I was, like, kind of moderately into horror before, like, we got close, like, we started dating and stuff. But, but I've, like, I guess specifically, like, he's really strengthened my interest. It's been 3 years, so whatever. So my favorite movie is The Blair Witch Project. I've seen it 8 times. I own it on VHS. Even though I don't have anywhere to play that VHS, I just think it's cool to own.
Oh no, I'm the same. I have Liar Liar on VHS because that's a really good. I mean, not a horror movie,
right? But
really, but
no, I get you.
Maybe it's a real horrifying concept. You can't lie. What will you do? That was Jim Carrey's golden age too. Like, sorry, I'm gonna wax poetic about Jim Carrey here for a second, but like. Jim Carrey produced one of my favorite movies of my childhood. Like, I can't go back to it now, but because of all the trans-misogynist garbage, but Ace Ventura: Pet Detective was... I've seen that movie, I'm not even exaggerating here, I've seen it at least 30 to 40 times. Like, that's not an exaggeration, because my uncle had a cottage, and we would go up there during, like, every weekend in the summer, and he had only a certain amount of movies on VHS that I could watch. Like, and I didn't really give a shit about Jurassic Park or The Nutty Professor, and I could only watch the 15-minute episodes of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles so many times. And so I just watched Ace Ventura and Batman Forever again and again and again and again and again and again and again. So I've seen those movies a lot. But yeah, like... that was Jim Carrey's golden age. He made Bruce Almighty. That was like the last one of that era. He made Truman Show, Liar Liar. I never saw The Majestic, but I heard it was good. And then of course The Mask. Anyways, this is not this is not a horror. This is not a Jim Carrey fan cast.
This is our Jim Carrey fan cast.
Jim Carrey's an anti-vaxxer piece of shit, and I hate him.
I don't know anything.
I forgot that I forgot that I was still following, because like back when I joined Twitter in like 2009, I just followed a bunch of celebrities that I thought were like cool. And like, so I've been like, ever since I started using Twitter again, because like I stopped using it from like 2013 to 2015. And now I'm just like having to unfollow celebrities who are just like tweeting very bad politics stuff. So like, Jim Carrey tweets a link to the documentary that he's making about how vaccines are causing autism. I'm like, okay, bye, James.
Oh God, James.
I've had to follow like every politician. I've had to unfollow like every entertainer or celebrity except for one person, and it's Andy fucking Richter. Like, it's the last person I would have expected to have like good politics. Like a guy who's like his biggest like reputation is kicking ass on Celebrity Jeopardy and being the second banana to Conan O'Brien on the whatever the Conan O'Brien show was called. You'd think he wouldn't be like a smartly political guy who talks about white privilege on his Twitter.
Yeah, exactly. Because there's this new, which is totally off topic. We'll circle around eventually.
Yeah. We'll get back to horror eventually. We're just like random.
Yeah. Because there's this like new trend of like comedians like, oh, you can't take a joke. Like they're coming out with like some sort of fucking documentary about not being able to take a joke and how censorship is killing comedy because it's their inability to like adapt to a new environment.
Yeah. Paul F. Tompkins had a really good thing on Noisy, I think it was, recently talking about, like, what did he rebrand Social Justice Warriors as?
Oh, I don't remember.
Do you remember? He rebranded them as something dope, and it was like, Paul F. Tompkins was, like, calling out comedians who were like, oh, people are so insensitive, and then he was like, yeah, or they're so oversensitive. And he's like, well, I mean, you're being insensitive, and B, this just means that you're going for like low hanging fruit, and you're upset that it's not fucking working.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's.
I love Paul F. Tompkins. He's so fucking funny.
Absolutely. Okay, back to horror.
Okay, so
let's back to your topic.
Yeah, okay, so we talked about our relationship with horror. You mentioned your favorite horror movie. Mine is probably, again, this is a very limited scope, but mine is probably gonna be Alien or The Thing. I really, really liked them. The Thing I actually saw a long time ago, and it didn't scare me as much as it should have, weirdly enough. Like, I think I should have been scared pissless of it, but like, I somehow managed to truck through it. I didn't really consider it a horror movie. I just considered it like a sci-fi thing with some jump scares.
Right.
And then Alien, I only watched for the first time very recently, but like it was good.
Yeah, I haven't seen either of those, but I know them both from cultural osmosis. You know.
Yeah. Oh, God, you You should watch them.
Okay, I will. We'll make them a feature on this podcast.
Yeah.
I guess like my main focus in like horror, which is going to be the movie we're talking about, is definitely the found footage like subgenre of like horror movies. I think I've just always thought it's so artistically interesting, you know, because it really does like it kind of like sometimes it's done very poorly, but I always think, you know, there is a stretch towards, you know, realism when it comes, you know.
Yeah, no, and it puts like it like it's very interesting because like it puts like the ability to create good film content in the hands of the common man. Like you don't have to be like $1 billion studio like Blair Witch, Paranormal Activity. Those studios like those films took like pennies to make compared to like big budget horror films, and it was just like. I mean, you have to do a really good job comparatively. Like, you can't just churn out, like, you know, fucking Paranormal Activity 6 for your first venture and just, like, you know, expect to make good shit. But, like, it's feasible. And it's, like, it's the only real genre where, like, the common person can really get big in terms of film. Like, you don't really see this in other genres. Like, you don't really see, like, you know, small-time comedy movies or like small like I mean like you do it sometimes, but like normally it's just big names, people who like perform big at Cannes or whatever.
Yeah, it's not as prevalent, you know. I think horror isn't like considered like high art in a lot of cases.
It's not,
and that's why I think these really kind of things get to fly, you know. But I think it's so I think there's like this room to be more experimental with horror.
Yeah, and like other genres have started to adapt it. Like we saw it back in I think 2012 with Chronicle, and then 2013 with that like really bad comedy found footage movie Project X.
Oh, I never saw it.
Dude, I didn't see it either, but it just looked like garbage. It was just like a found footage movie about some guys throwing a banger of a house party, and like that was the plot, I think.
Oh, great! Awesome.
Yeah. But yeah, so what did we watch today? Well, not today, but you know.
The other day. We watched this week, we watched The Final Prayer, aka The Borderlands, which is a very interesting found footage movie. I don't think I've ever seen, you know, horror overlaps on plots quite often. I don't think I've ever seen anything exactly with this kind of like plot device as it.
Yeah.
I guess just to... go ahead.
Yeah, so... Yeah, brief background on the movie. It was, I think it was 2013 or 2014. Came out of Scotland. Everyone's got like real thick Scottish accents. So if you're gonna watch this movie, watch it with subtitles because, like, unless you are native Scottish, you're gonna have a really hard time parsing what half the things they're saying are. And it was the original title was The Borderlands, and then in the localization to the States, it became Final Prayer, in reference to the last scene in the movie. But The Borderlands was a reference to the story from the early 1900s called The House on the Borderlands by the author was William Hope Hodgson. The story was published in a collection by Arkham House in 1946. The story was originally written in 1908 though, and Lovecraft actually listed this work as one of his greatest influences, as did Terry Pratchett.
Interesting.
Terry Pratchett actually called the novel The Big Bang in his private universe as a science fiction and fantasy reader and later writer. Now, I don't like H.P. Lovecraft because he's a giant racist piece of shit who doesn't know how to write anything that isn't dire and terrible.
Go off.
But I can't deny that he had a large influence on horror as it is today. Fuck H.P. Lovecraft.
Yeah.
You will not find sympathy. You will not find sympathy for that devil here.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So we have this like priest and this freelancer set up together, and
priest, deacon, freelancer, gray.
And the gist of the movie is that there's this church who has been claiming miracles, and it's a part of the greater Catholic or Christian or Catholic Church. I think
Catholic. I'm pretty sure Catholic.
Yeah, they mention stuff that deals with the Catholic Church, like the Pope and stuff. to like investigate these claims, and see if they're being faked or not, and investigate the video quality, like the authenticity of it. So we have from the cameras, we have little head cameras for documentation purposes,
Yep.
and then cameras screwed onto the walls, in the corners,
Yeah.
for like surveillance and stuff. And that's where we get the angles for the movie. And it's basically like sort of a debunking movie. And then
Yeah, no, the main crux of it is that Deacon and his brother, I think it's Mark, are part of a like subset of the Vatican that like goes around and like basically myth bust shit. Like, someone will claim stigmata and they'll come over and find out, oh, this girl was just like she just got stabbed by her mother in the
yeah,
hands.
exactly.
Which is something it's kind of gruesome to think about, and it comes up at the movie. But like they're just basically like traveling the world and like kind of debunking claims of debunking acts of God as just like stage things for publicity. And so they've come to this place in I don't remember where exactly the movie takes place. I know it's Scotland, but like
Yeah, I don't know.
so they've come there and they've hired this freelancer Gray to help debunk this church run by Father Krellick, who claimed to have been visited by the presence of God or something. They have some video evidence. And the thing that I really like about what they do with the video footage is that they're not afraid. This is what I really liked about what I saw from Unfriended as well, is that they really fuck with the footage.
Yeah.
Like, it looks like some serious data moshing shit. Like, that is some high quality data moshing, and I really appreciated that. It looked really cool.
Yeah. When you see glitching in some of these found footage movies, often it doesn't you think, cameras don't actually do that, But I felt like
like in VHS, the one in the woods.
Yeah. But like when this one, it's like, I could see like a video getting like corrupted like that, or
Exactly.
It felt
like there's an entire subset of internet culture dedicated to data moshing GIFs and videos, like you see in this movie.
Yeah, exactly. And it's done in a really, really good way. It becomes a way to disorient the viewer, and which I think is just like, you kind of like experience the same disorientation as the people, the characters are experienced, because it is often
the Mythbusters.
because it is, often from a first person kind of perspective.
Yeah. So the plot of the movie goes, there's not really like many plot points that it hits on. Like, there's nothing really major that happens. I mean, there is a lot of major stuff, but like, there's not a lot of major plot points to go through.
Right.
Like, so we go to the church, Deacon and Gray meet Father Krellick, who's the guy who's been claiming this shit. They look at the video. Gray's a believer, and Gray is like very inclined to believe it because he's not seen this stuff before, and Deacon's just like, I see this shit like once every week. So like, this seems like very, excuse me. This seems like very... It seems very neato, but like this is obviously faked, is what Deacon's response is.
Exactly, yeah.
Which, also, brief aside, the guy's name is Deacon, which was, I feel like they could have given him a less church-aligned name.
Exactly, because I was like, so he's a deacon of a church.
Yeah.
Right? No, that's just his name?
Yeah.
Great. Also.
So, yeah. Deacon and Gray go set up inside the church. Deacon's brother Mark, who's like the head of the operation, shows up and is pissed because they set up without him being there. And then, let's see, some kids light a sheep on fire outside the house. Deacon like kills it, like very Binding of Isaac style.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Like the biblical story, not the video game.
Yeah.
Like, the burning lamp, or the burning lamb, not the lamp.
Yeah.
The burning lamb, and he is like, he stabs it to put it out of its misery.
Yeah.
So they continue going about it. Krellick bites it. He jumps off the roof after he realizes that like that Deacon and Mark don't really believe what's going on. So he like jumps off the roof, and we get a really good jump scare at that point. I think it's one of the few jump scares in the movie, and it's very well earned.
Yeah, exactly.
Like it's not one that it's not like an unfamiliar one, but it is very, because like there are very few jump scares in this movie. Like we have I can count maybe like 4.
Yeah, maybe. And they're all, yeah, exactly. And it's a very tense moment. And I think what it's really good about this particular one is that it's eerie, but it's not inherently supernatural about it.
Yeah, because Krellick just says like some cryptic shit before jumping off the roof,
And then
and then
he doesn't die.
we go down to the ground floor, and then he's like, we all think he's dead. They reach down, and like he like surges and grabs someone's arm, and then he just like,
Yeah.
That's my impression of that.
Very good. 10 out of 10.
Okay, so then what happens? Mark is convinced that it was just a hoax put on by Krellick, but Deacon goes back in the middle of the night and he goes into some basement area of the church and hears Krellick's voice shouting about someone's eyes.
Frazzetti's, I believe.
Frazzetti's, thank you.
Yeah.
He shouts about Frazzetti's eyes. We go back to the house where Deacon has, against Mark's orders, called in the service of someone who's like higher up on the chain than both of them because Deacon doesn't believe that it's over. Mark does, and Deacon's like, "Listen, you piece of shit, we need to get someone else in here, please." And Mark's like, "Fuck you," and then Deacon goes behind his back. Then when the other church guy gets there, they explain that Frazzetti was a minister in Belém, which was a place where a horrible thing had happened. Where like a lot of priests died.
Yeah. It was an investigation of a claim.
Yep. And Deacon was the only guy who survived because he was drunk off his ass.
Yeah. And
then Gray gets pissed at Deacon for that.
Yeah, it seems like most of everyone, including Deacon, blames the whole situation on Deacon.
Yeah. And it's very sad.
Yeah, exactly.
This was my second time seeing it, and like Deacon's refusal to open up to Gray about it at first is much more understandable. Really.
And
go on.
Yeah, like that's another interesting point because Gray definitely gets very offended by the fact that Deacon wasn't. Deacon was not completely honest with him.
Like Gray's not upset that like Gray doesn't really seem to hold Deacon responsible, but Gray is very like offended that Deacon lied. He's more upset that Deacon lied to him than he is that Deacon may have been responsible for all their deaths.
Yeah.
Which makes me think that there's like if they didn't die at the end, there'd be some very gay shit.
Exactly. Oh my god, yeah. Fuck. You know, I feel that way about a lot of horror movies. Like I don't know. I almost never know how to feel about the ending of them.
Yeah. Because, do you just like to deny canon?
Well, no. I mean, it's just like often it's like, does this ending make sense? Because you have a movie that is kind of set in a state of perpetual terror for horror. So either usually ends in. Well, usually it ends in the end of that terror through one means or another, you know? Either
all the characters who are aware of the terror die, or they defeat the terror and yay.
Yeah, exactly. In this case, we see, presumably everyone is dead, though we only witness the death of Deacon and Gray.
Gray.
Who...
Yeah, because they go back to the church with the new minister guy and Mark, and they're all in the church, and they're doing like an exorcism thing. And shit goes hog wild in the church. Then they go into the underground area where Deacon had heard Father Krellick yelling about Frazzetti's eyes earlier to try and find Mark. And we see shots of Mark in the distance. And this is where like the data moshing and camera glitching really comes into full effect. And it's absolutely gorgeous. Because like the first time I saw this, I wasn't really paying much attention to that because I was more like engrossed in the story. But now that I could go back for a second run at it, it was like so cool what they did with that. And then it winds up that they go past a very tight and narrow spot. They try and turn around. It's closed off. And then digestive acid comes down and consumes them. And the titular final prayer is heard as the camera goes black. And we hear Deacon shouting the Lord's Prayer in the belly of this beast. And then it ends.
Yeah, I think it was just a very odd... I think I would...
You didn't like the ending?
I don't know if I like the... I think I like the ending. I just don't think I fully I guess Belly of the Beast is a very good way to say it, because suddenly they're... From this cavern, they're in what looks like an intestine, you know?
Yeah.
And then they're getting more or less digested by it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if you caught it, but like the baby skeleton that they find is, and that pedestal that they find later down in the catacombs. Then there's also paintings on the wall depicting a baby being killed on top of that pedestal for the purpose of like a blood sacrifice.
Yeah. No.
Okay.
No, I definitely.
I missed that my first time through.
Yeah. No, I mean, there's definitely something, if not satanic, then other, like sort of evil.
Otherworldly.
Yeah. Exactly.
Something bigger than us, basically. It's the world. It's not the world for us. It's the world in itself. Right? That's what it is. There's the world for us, the world against us, and then the world in itself.
So it just feels so different it's not how I expected the movie to end, I guess, if it was going to end in death, But I think
what were you anticipating? I'm curious.
Oh, I don't know. I just not like some weird war shit, I guess.
This is Big Gulp.
Oh my god, it's like Big Gulp the horror movie though. It was like grotesque as hell. Oh fuck, it was like pretty horrifying, just like psychically unpleasant,
Brief aside, did you see Griffin McElroy's challenge video to Patrick Klepek?
No, what happened?
Okay, so Patrick Klepek and one of the other guys from Giant Bomb have like a long-standing rival. I think it's Dan Reichert. Have like a long-standing Mario Maker rivalry for the past like 6 months.
Yeah.
And then at PAX East, they had an event where Patrick Klepek would try and like beat a bunch of people's levels, including like this 8-year-old kid named Tristan, who they'd featured on Kotaku before because he was an astounding level designer. And, Tristan made, like, a short video, like, taunting Patrick Klepek, like, what do you, like, with obviously the language of an 8-year-old, not swearing as much as I'm about to. He was just like, what the fuck are you gonna do, asshole? Fucking step. And then Griffin was like, I'm gonna make a level where Patrick and Dan have to go inside of me, and then I will accidentally swallow them. And then he played some music from Undertale, and then showed a very poorly rendered 3D CGI version of a dog's mouth.
Fuck yeah.
And that was it. I'll link it to you. We'll link it in the show notes.
Yeah, definitely. Fuck yeah.
Sorry, that was
no. It's okay. Like
tangent.
Vor is very important. It's though I think. I did like the movie, though, I guess. We've basically covered the gist of it. I think we can go to, like, thoughts about it.
I think there's very few things about this movie that I didn't like. The one thing that I didn't like about this movie is the point where Gray... where there's a point at, like, the 40-50 minute mark where Gray is outside rolling a cigarette, and he looks at a gravestone, remarks the guy's name. It's like Samuel Jenkins or something. He turns away, and then this is all from the head cam perspective. Then when he turns back, he's not paying attention, but the tombstone has changed to reflect his name. Then he looks away, and then looks back, and it's Samuel Jenkins again. I really don't like that.
No, I think it's
I just feel like I think it's an interesting touch, but like taking it in with how the rest of the movie and how like the world operates, that just felt a bit too like cute. It felt a bit too like winky at the audience compared to how straight the rest of the movie is playing it. Like I would have been much more fine with that in like I'm trying to think of an example, like a Final Destination maybe, or maybe a Friday the 13th, or definitely a Nightmare on Elm Street. Like, It just didn't feel like it fit here. Like it was a very cool and subtle thing. I just like in isolation, it was dope. In this movie, not a fan.
Yeah, I think I would have loved to see something similar than that in this movie. Maybe
if that wasn't the only thing that they did on that level, I would have been much more into
this. I
I
think the whole like looking away and then the thing being changed and whatever, I think that sort of thing is pretty effective in these sort of found footage movies because
it really is. And like Blair Witch does play with that, where I mean, like not to the same degree, but like they'll go into the tent and they'll wake up and something's different. There's the piles and rocks and shit. But like I just feel like. If, like I said, if they had done more with it, I would have been more in favor of that. But, like, as a standalone, I don't think it worked very well.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Well, sorry, I don't think it fit. It worked, but I don't think it fit.
Yeah, I agree. No, I agree. I think if it was... Yeah, just because, you think about, like, how the human brain doesn't, like... When a person is just, like, experiencing these small changes... a person doesn't pick
Yeah.
up on them, but like an audience would. I think just
Yeah,
as like
no,
a
it's
examination of the concept itself. I think that's where I stand.
yeah,
Yeah,
no.
yeah,
I like it. I like it as a concept.
yeah,
Would have really liked. I would have like loved this in another movie.
yeah,
But I know I keep repeating
yeah.
myself. But
No,
just like
but I get you. Yeah.
in this particular, I think one of the strangest things about this movie is that unlike other other found footage movies, this one has non-found footage shots in it.
Not a ton, but a few.
But the thing is though, like if you go back to Blair Witch, how much non-found footage is there?
I don't believe there's any. Oh,
exactly.
yeah.
Like it's very rare for like even if it is like an establishing shot, it'll be like from the perspective of a camera. But like we have these like overarching, omnipresent shots, and I don't think this is unintentional. I don't think this is an accident that they chose to have these 3 or 4 non-found footage shots. I think it's intending to represent the presence of some sort of higher power in some way, shape, or form.
I think that's really
But
interesting.
that's just how I took it.
No, I think that's yeah. I think when you have a genre like this, those little details do matter,
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially when it like veers away from its genre in that sort of way. I think that's a really an interesting interpretation because, we do deal with the holy a lot in this movie. Obviously, it's church,
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah, I think, I don't know. I agree. Was I think we should probably like give like some final judgments in a second, but like is there anything else you wanted to point out that you particularly liked or disliked of this movie? Because before we go on to that, I want to say that I absolutely loved Gray. Oh God, yeah.
Like the character Gray is basically like 90% John Oliver and like 10% Griffin McElroy, and it's just amazing. And then the Deacon character is very much Father Karras from The Exorcist.
Oh, sure, yeah.
But yeah, I just absolutely loved Gray. He just like had a lot of really funny and like fun and kind of relatable moments that like made me really kind of empathize with. Like there's a scene where he just like walks out into the kitchen in his boxers, and I'm like, yeah, okay, like it's just like a lot of little details.
Yeah.
And there's like some of the other stuff is like I noted that he was rolling his own cigarettes, which like to me intimates that he kind of wants to quit. Because like I hear that a lot because like rolling cigarettes takes a lot more time. Like if you roll your own cigarettes, that means that you can't just like chain smoke them. It's a lot harder to chain smoke, and it's a lot easier to quit. Whereas like at the end we see Mark and the other priest character whose name I keep forgetting, the one that comes from out of state, the one who looks like older than 90.
Yeah.
But like we see them sharing just like a Marlboro or something, and it's just it's interesting.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, you go ahead. Anything you particularly liked or disliked?
Well, I think just like continuing that thought, I think the character work in this film was really good. Yeah, because in a lot of horror movies, the characters are made to die. So we're not supposed to like them. We're not supposed to connect with them. We're supposed,
and we're not really given much character information that is not plot relevant.
Yeah.
Like, in this, we get a lot of non-plot relevant character information. Yeah. Like we see Gray trying to learn sleight of hand with that card trick and like that 5-second shot.
Yeah.
We see Deacon doing the sleight of hand with the coin in the bottle.
It feels so much more real, and it makes the terror that much more real. I think it's a sort of important thing in these sort of like first person found footage movies, because you are the person experiencing these things because you're seeing it through the eyes of this person. So if you don't connect with that person, then it's not as scary because you are not directly experiencing it with them. I think where a lot of horror movies, like other genres of horror movies, are effective is where like you have these really detestable characters,
I think it's kind of like in a very similar way that Blair Witch handled it, because like not like from the same response, because like these guys were just acting, whereas like Blair Witch had like that realism element to it, with like the character, like the actors being like kind of thrown into the wilderness and like real time shit happening. But like there was some like non-plot relevant characterization in Blair Witch, and like that really helped sell it. Like it's the reason that like whenever I bring up the Blair Witch to my mother, she just always like, I thought that movie was real for like 2 months after seeing it. It's because of like the small character details.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that. And it's just like it's always a sign of a really, really good movie.
Yeah, no, totally. And I think it's I think it's why I love the genre so much, is because I just love characters and I love people, and I love people acting realistically. You know, you have how people speak, and then you have how people in movies speak. You know,
Yeah.
but I think found footage really strives to get that sort of like authentic experience. You know, like real like emulation of like human interaction, and I think it's a lot easier to like feel empathy for those characters in this sort of way. You know. I
Absolutely.
think I don't know. I just think it's a very talented sort of writing, you know.
Yeah. No, it's very potent.
I guess the other things I really liked were I mean we've talked about it. I love how when in like found footage movies the special effects are always very sparse, but they're always so effective because they are so sparse. You know, when you see something fucked up happening in a found footage movie, you're like, oh fuck, like
Yeah.
this isn't like this is like everything else looks so real, and this also looks real, but it's like this doesn't happen, you know? And I think it's more
Exactly.
impactful that sort of way. We see things moving of their own accord in this movie.
Yeah.
We
There's a like all I think the best thing about this movie is that how well earned all the jump scares
Yeah.
are. Like there's three of them. We already talked about Father Krellick. There's one where we're in the church monitoring. We're like trying to like it's a very tense moment because they're like trying to like pinpoint the the source of some sound of a baby crying, and they can't really pinpoint it, so they're just like trying to like scan the area. And while we're all just like, you know, our ears are to the ground, like trying to listen to this sound, like trying to figure out where it's coming from. And then all of a sudden, this crucifix falls off the wall and like shatters, and we're just like completely caught off guard by it. And
dude.
it's so good.
I was watching that
And the
crucifix
other-
all
the-
movie, just waiting for something to happen to it.
And then the third jump scare is a very minor one, but like when Deacon goes back to the church at night to further investigate, he's shooting his flashlight around, and we see something. Like, it's a very very tight like shot. We don't see much. Like the flashlight is maybe like illuminating maybe a 15th of the screen, and like he's just like waving it back and forth. It's very hard to get a beat on something, and then it flashes over something that looks like a person, but we can't really tell. Just because it's like it's there for such a short amount of time, and we have no vision of it otherwise when he's not shining the flashlight.
Yeah, it's very good. They're all very well done, and it's like it really relies on the sort of like, you know, like being caught off, like being distracted by something else or the unknown, you know,
Exactly,
because
yeah.
in the dark, you know, you have this just a pinpoint of light, you know. The rest is like completely unknown, and that's kind of scary, you know. Especially
it reminds me of this. It reminds me of a scene in The Exorcist, actually. The cut where we actually see, like, I know it's the inferior edit, but the one where we actually see the pictures of the frames of Pazuzu. Mm-hmm. There's a part where Regan is being told by the doctor to just lie very still and just like pay attention because like she's just in a doctor examination. And then after Regan is told to lie very still and like be calm, it's like it's something that also the audience may take in, and then we see a flash of Pazuzu and we're caught off guard a little bit. Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't think that Pazuzu should have shown up in that movie, but like I think that was a very well done moment if you're going to show Pazuzu, which they shouldn't have. But
yeah. No, I get you. God, I was going to say something else, but I
All
totally
right,
forgot. We'll just move on.
all right, well, yeah. So final judgments on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being. We'll come up with an actual rating scale for this, and 10 being like Blair Witch. What do you give this movie?
I would put it pretty up there. I'd say like maybe like an 8 or a 9. As far as found footage goes, I think if we're comparing it to other found footage movies, I would say it's very well done, you know, for a found footage movie, because it's just so effective, you know.
Honestly, the gravestone takes off a half a point for me, and I'm going to put it around 8.5.
Yeah, that's fair. I understand that. I just think, you know, it's very mindful of what it's doing in most cases, you know.
Yeah, it's very smart.
It knows how to like set an atmosphere, and it does it very well. Oh, I remember what I wanted to talk about. Sorry to interrupt you.
Okay. No, it's
I
fine.
loved the final scene where we're in the caverns. It reminds me of two things. It reminds me of As Above, So Below, which is another horror movie, found footage movie that, while corny, I do like quite a bit.
We should watch it.
Yeah, I enjoyed it quite a bit. And the book, which I plan on rereading this summer, House of Leaves.
House of Leaves, you know, it felt so House of Leaves.
So for the uninitiated, the House of Leaves is basically a book about this academic paper someone wrote about a movie that doesn't exist, about a house. There's a lot of layers here. About a house.
Yeah, no, the layers are like, okay, so there's a movie called The Navidson Record, and it's a found footage horror film about, like, you know how the TARDIS is, like, bigger on the inside than it is on the outside? Mm-hmm. Imagine that, but extrapolated to, like, the scariest possible conclusions.
Yeah, it's a house that just seems to be like never ending and shifting and stuff and growing and
very and like there's like a minotaur in the center, maybe. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But so like there's the Navidson Record, then there's the collegiate essay that someone wrote about it.
Yeah.
And then a layer above that is Johnny, what's his face? I can't remember his last
Truant,
name.
yeah.
Johnny Truant, who's like writing a diary about like when he's reading this essay.
Yeah, yeah. There's a lot of layers, but it's such a good book. I think it was pretty like formative for my like tastes and these kind of things. I think it was so interesting to see found footage, but in a book in a sort of way, you know?
Yeah. No, it was so like there would have been so many ways to just completely fuck that up, and Danielewski just like did it.
Yeah,
I haven't read anything else by Danielewski, so it might have just been a fluke, but like he did it really well.
He did that.
He did that.
Yeah, so that's if we're doing a recommendation segment on this podcast, that's my recommendation. Go fucking read House of Leaves. It's amazing.
All right. Well, we are going to do a recommendation segment, but I'm going to make you actually make another recommendation because we actually have to transition to the recommendation segment.
Okay,
so
sure.
Fuck you.
Sure.
Okay, so 8.5 for me. What, 8 or 9 for you?
8 or 9. So I guess 8.5 for me as well. You know, that's around 8 or 9.
Yeah. Cool. We agreed. Mm-hmm. All right. Now we transition to the letters section of the show. We don't have letters.
No, we don't have letters.
I'm just cribbing the Flophouse at this point. Let me just do the theme song.
Wonderful.
There's our theme song.
Right. Awesome. Oh fuck. Do we need a theme song? Fuck. We don't even have a title for this fucking podcast.
Can you call Seda? And be like, yo, help us out?
Please. Fuck. Yeah, we'll figure something out.
Seda is a godsend.
Okay. Let's commit this segment to figure out a fucking title for this podcast.
Okay, yeah. What would we call this though? Like,
well, so I like, okay, so as a gimmick, you know, we're all gay as hell and we love horror.
Yes.
So how about like queer monsters as opposed to real monsters?
Shut the fuck up and leave. You're not invited back for next week's episode. That aside, I don't really want to put queer on the label because like
no.
I know like if like I definitely know that there's some people who I'd want to have as guests who might not be comfortable with being on something with like just queer on the label.
No, I get you.
So I appreciate the effort, but also you're fired.
Fuck you. Okay, well, you come up with something better.
Oh, God. Can you cut out the dead air from this when you edit it in post?
Yeah, definitely. Oh, my God.
Thanks.
Oh, shit.
Okay, so our gimmick is that we are all gay and trans and shit.
Uh-huh.
And it's a horror movies. Mm-hmm. So what about queer monsters?
Shut up! Fuck you. Oh, my God.
God, I wasn't expecting the fucking 90s Nicktoons reference from you.
Oh my God.
You weren't even alive when that show came out.
No, and I don't think I watched very much of it either.
I didn't either. Don't feel that bad. It wasn't very good.
Well, that's fine. Oh shit.
I honestly have like no affinity for the early Nicktoons era. Like everyone fucking jacks off about how great like Rugrats and shit was, and I honestly don't give a shit.
Yeah, I grew up with like SpongeBob and stuff, so
yeah,
that's where my
same.
homeboy is at.
Yeah. God.
How do people do this?
What do we call this shit?
People, like, do that?
I mean, One Star Cinema was like, that took me like a month to come up with. Not actually, but it took me like a couple of days of thinking to come up with.
What do
One Star Cinema was a really good title.
I'm gonna go on Twitter.
How about one Scare Cinema?
Okay,
Don't actually entertain that like it's a somewhat smart idea. Don't give me that treatment. I don't deserve that.
I'm gonna ask Twitter.
Oh my God. Let's see.
It should be a pun, right?
So,
like it has to be a pun, right?
What? Okay, is there anything we can do out of the first letters of our names? LBR. No.
No.
Runs, batted, lost. That's RBL. Fucking Wes said Tales of the Crypt.mp3. I kind of like it.
Oh, fuck. Maybe we just change the name of our podcast every episode.
We don't need a name right now.
I guess we can figure that out in post.
No, we're here. We're here. We're queer. We're doing this. Oh, hang on a sec. There's.
Oh
no, right, queer. What?
Fear coding.
You got something? I love it.
Are we gonna do it? Are we gonna go for it?
Yeah. No, I'm on it. I'm on it. Fear coding.
Fear coding. Oh God. Yes, we got it. Okay.
Wait. Fear baiting.
Fear baiting? Oh my God, what's better? Oh fuck.
Shit. Fear coding sounds a bit weird, but like I don't know.
I think fear baiting works on a couple different levels, you know?
I think
so. We should go with fear baiting. Yeah.
All right.
Fear baiting.
You only have like 10 minutes of audio to cut out.
Yep, that's okay.
All right, good job. Good teamwork.
Yeah, hell yeah. Okay.
All right, now we're just gonna get Seda to make a theme song and we're Gucci.
Yeah, awesome. And someone has to make some fucking, like, cover it. Okay, so recommendations.
Okay, so, if you don't have anything else, I will let you use Hostile Blues. I was mainly just giving you shit.
Okay.
High on my recommendation list, though, is, recently season 2 of the podcast Tanis started. And Tanis is, it's one of 2 podcasts coming out of Pacific Northwest Stories. And it and its sister podcast, The Black Tapes, are about, like, modern day, like, The Black Tapes is sort of a modern day X-Files kind of thing with the skeptic played by Dr. Richard Strand and the believer played by Alex Regan, a reporter and the host of the podcast. And it's good. I just don't like the character dynamic as much as I do on Tanis, which is sort of like a region-based horror story, kind of looking at the Puget Sound area and like why exactly there's so much shit. And they're trying to find this mythical place called Tanis and trying to like locate the wherever that shit is. And it's really good. And the second season just started. It's very spooky and I love it. So I can't really recommend it enough. The only complaint that I have is that the main character needs to there's some very like some very gay subtext that I wish was like text.
Yeah.
And I'm really and I really want it to be text.
Yeah. No.
But we can't have it all.
Yeah. No, I also listened to both of those. I listened to this morning's like Tanis, and I was like, oh, this is some eerie shit, you know, like not very.
I haven't listened to the new season yet because I was still doing my re-listen of season 2.
Yeah. But I guess I'll do another recommendation. Because just because, you know. So recently I've been revisiting this YouTube channel called The Little Fears. Oh
God, that I've been trying to remember the name of that YouTube channel for like a year. Thank you.
So good. She hasn't posted anything in about 2 years now, which is unfortunate. But what she did was like really well written, like urban legends and stuff like that. She did her own original horror, or she would like revamp, you know, quote unquote creepypastas and stuff like that. She has an amazing voice, and she's just fucking eerie as hell. Really talented writer. Highly recommend. If you're gonna listen to anyone who like recites creepypastas, I would say hers is the best way to go.
Make it The Little Fears.
Yeah, absolutely. Very.
All right, and then I also want to do something. We don't have to do this every week, but I kind of want to do it this week. I want to recommend something that's not a horror-based thing. I just want to recommend something. So mine is, I'm just going to steal this one right off the top. Mine is Monster Factory.
Oh, God. Fuck.
So Monster Factory is a publication by Polygon, which is a video game website, in which 2 brothers, Justin and Griffin McElroy, who are employees of Polygon, go into video games with character creators and just try and literally destroy them from the inside out. I recently watched the entirety of their Fallout 4 video series, in which they create a character known as the Final Pam, who destroys the universe of Fallout 4 and tries to. And the series ends with her trying to go and destroy other video games.
I guess for my non-horror recommendation, I'm gonna do another McElroy product just because like that's where my that's where my loyalty lies.
Same.
The Adventure Zone has been such an amazing it's so good. It's these same three brothers, Griffin, Travis, and Justin, playing D&D together with their dad. Griffin is the dungeon master, game master, whatever. It's his first fiction writing experiment. So, and he's doing a phenomenal job. It's amazing storytelling, very funny. Highly recommended.
Yeah, and I think this is a really weird thing to praise them for, but I think the best thing about the McElroy brothers is their ability to take criticism.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree.
Because I've had multiple interactions with them where I say that something that they did or said was kind of messed up or made me uncomfortable, and I remember one time one of their Monster Factory videos was kind of set me off a little bit, and I added Justin about it, and I was like, hey, this is kind of, and he's like, I'm sorry, we're going to be trying to make that better in the future. Mm-hmm. Would you mind explaining just exactly what it was so that I can avoid doing that in the future? It was a very cordial response. And I know you had something very similar with Griffin a couple of months ago.
Yeah, I talked about how he kind of played into this whole bury your gays trope. And he was like...
Yeah, no spoilers.
Yeah, spoilers, sorry. But he had no idea. He's like, oh fuck, but I'll try to be more cognizant of that in the future, you know? And we had a genuine discussion about how he's like, oh, I'm just this is my first fiction writing experience, but I don't want to alienate any of my...
don't let him lie to you. That's his second. Don't forget about Grant Andrews' kid cop.
Oh god, yeah. Right. How can I forget?
He lied to you.
Oh god. I have to call him out again now.
All right.
Okay.
So if you want to reach us, where can we be reached?
I am at Blair Kitsch on Twitter. I'm more active there, but I'm also at on Tumblr, Post Night 805. That's POOST Night numerical 805.tumblr.com. I don't know. I'm not.
That URL kills me every fucking time.
Yeah, it's a weird in-joke that's not really worth explaining at this point. But I'm not as active there, so...
It was just a fucking scrap of paper that Reno found, wasn't it?
Yeah. Very mysterious. But, yeah, if you want to, contact me at all, Twitter's the way to go.
Yeah. I can be found on Tumblr at chiesatonakis.tumblr.com. That's ChieSatonakis.tumblr.com. And I can also be reached on Twitter at GrandpaPiss, GrandpaPiss.
Just like how you think it's spelled.
Yep. And this has been, wait, did we decide on fear baiting or fear coding?
Okay, I actually just got a message from someone that said gay panic.
Is that like a pun?
Well, gay panic is a phenomenon. I don't know. Never mind. It was
okay. Yeah, no, I like it.
But I think I do think I like fear baiting more.
We'll put up a Twitter poll. We'll put up a Twitter poll, and we'll decide by the next episode.
Okay, we'll figure it out. All right.
So this has been fear baiting or fear coding or gay panic or trans panic. And we'll get back to you with the title next week.
Yeah.
Do we want to give a preview of what we're going to be watching next week?
Have we decided?
Do you have any suggestions?
Let's
just, I feel like it'd be a good idea to just call it now and then do it.
Yeah. God, let's...
So I picked the movie this time, so you can pick it next time.
I think we talked about... mentioned As Above, So Below this episode. I think let's go for that next episode. Hell yeah.
Sounds good. Yeah. So next week, be on the lookout for As Above, So Below, and you will find out the name of our podcast by then.
Yep.
I'm Luna Rogers.
I'm Blair Kitsch. And bye. Fuck you guys.